we've got two great runners here, Rywek and Phant, playing it out for their teams respectively. So Rywek as part of Le French Canadians. Please excuse my French. Just on 3 points, so I think at the moment we're just playing for pride at this point for their team. And then on the right we have Phant for the sexy Ganons. So, I mean, this group is pretty much decided. We've already got our 4 teams going through. The Sexy Ganons being one of those teams. So, at this point, we are just kind of playing for position right now. So, a lot to play for the Sexy Ganons. Like, they are looking for those wins, those very important 3 points, like to try and boost them up. Currently, I believe they're 4th in their group at 21 points, yes. But the win here will put them even with I Like Big Boots. So, yeah, definitely looking for those 3 points. Still anyone's games. Meanwhile, it looked like they both started at Link's house, but Rywek just immediately save and quit and went to Sanctuary. So already, straight away, a little bit of divergence. In fact, taking a more traditional route. Heading towards the uncle, trying to look for a few bombs along the way and finding 300 rupees, which is really, really good early game. So you can buy a bottle merchant, you can buy bombs. Oh, wow. 600 rupees already. Well, 601, I should say. That is a lot of money. Oh, and I didn't see the early boots as well in Sanctuary, so... We're just going to be doing a open boots, it looks like. Oh, thank you, chat. Yes, absolutely right. They are playing to avoid relegation, so thank you for pointing that out. I completely forgot about that part. So yes, they huge game for them as well. Here we go. So Rywek is spending a little time there farming up the money, whereas Phant's just going to walk straight past. He's not bothered about it. He's already got 663 rupees, which is crazy at sub 2 minutes into the seed. His uncle giving us all our allowance and inheritance straight away. And picking up a sword. So a nice early sword. So we are... This is very beginner-friendly seed, I guess. Open, assured sword. All that good stuff that we enjoy. It looks like Phant's setting up for another tree pull. Picking up a little bit of extra money. Rywek seems he's picking up a couple of bombs here. I mean, he's got plenty of cash. Obviously, just kind of wants to do it all in one loop rather than running down, buying bombs, etc., or gambling if he goes to the well or the blinds to see if he can find a bomb. So yeah, I mean it's a little bit of a time sink to pick up those couple of bombs, but overall probably saved him a little bit of time. We'll see what Phant does as well, because even though he's incredibly rich, like there's just no early bombs for these guys to pick up. It looks like Phant is just going straight there and is actually might go and just straight away buy the bombs. There's going to be a little bit of up and down, and it never feels good when you haven't got these early bombs and you're in CAC and you've got to go buy them and then go back up to the what's it called, the well, the Blind's hut. Oh, and we've got a moon pearl, an early moon pearl. So with a sword and a moon pearl, we could be looking at an Agar seed here. I mean, it's still very early days. Still a bit early to tell. And ice rods. Oh, and a glove. Wow, that well is stacked. So, as we like to say, like finding that early ice rod. And that's 3 crystals in Light World. Finding that early ice rod, I mean, that generally points towards a pendant turtle rock. I mean, we still might have to dive it. We still might have to clear it. And we've got that Master Sword as well, so this is one of those funny seeds. I mean, if it gives us Lamp now, it's like, do we go looking for a Hammer and Glove? Do we go dive Agar? It's a bit of a weird seed. A bit of a weird start, but I mean, a Master Sword is very nice. Nice Rod. Like, a lot of these seeds have come down to Ice Rod hunts recently. So finding that early Ice Rod is just such a relief, I'm sure, for these two runners. Well, we picked up the Blue Cane. Like, we really are having a very friendly seed. Like, it's given us a lot of safeties early on. Some bottles, a Blue Cane, Master Sword, boots. Like, we just kind of sit here and like, where's the trap coming? When is it just gonna start giving us nothing? It's always a bit worrying when you get early light stuff in Light World. You're like, well, I'm just gonna search these Dark World places and just find nothing for the rest of the seed. Oh, there's a lamp. Ooh. So here we go. That's that earlier question we had earlier. I mean, obviously these guys probably won't die of Agar right now. They're probably going to look a little bit, but it starts to get to the point where it's, do you die of Eastern Palace? Like, do you go check out Agina? Like, there's just so many locations that things could be. But you know Agar is fully in logic, and you're just like, do you clear? What do you do? But we'll see. We'll see where this seed's going. Of course, with those gloves, Rywek is just going to check out the back of Escape here. It's 3 very quick checks. And we got the lamp as well, so if we find the small key, there's the potential that he might run to Dark Cross. And there's the small key. Do we go? No, we don't. I mean, it's understandable. There's how many items? There's still 3 items still in Hyrule Castle, plus a map. So you've got about 1 in 4 chance of Dark Cross being a map, but you can do it later. It just can be a little bit irritating if you just with the death warps back to the front. So Phant following footsteps here of Rywek. So we'll see if he decides to go to Dark Cross. And it's one of those things as well. It feels very bad if you run to Zelda's Cell and then you've got a Death Warp back to Dark Cross and then you've got a Death Warp again and go and do Agar 1. So there's a whole bunch of Death Warping. And it looks like Phant is leaving that as well. So no Dark Cross for now. I mean, we've still got plenty of things to do. Dark Cross can be done later. I mean, for these guys' sake, we kind of hope we find the mirror. That would just make routing in Hyrule Castle just so much easier. Meanwhile, Rywek is continuing to farm up the money on the bush crab. Phant doesn't have to worry about any of that. But he's getting close to the Zora money. Oh, and there's another 300 as well. So we are not worried about money. We can buy as many bottles as we want. And a red cane. This is a very front-loaded seed at the moment. So yeah, it makes sense what Phant is doing here. He's going to run to Ice Rod Cave. I mean, we've seen a lot of this with all the casual boots that have been going on recently, where you'll run to Ice Rod Cave, set up a walk, and go check Zora from that. And as we've got the Moon Bell as well, we're not even worried if we end up getting the piece of heart and end up get stuck into fake flippers in the floor. In fact, Phant's just like, nope, it's out of logic. I'm not interested. Well, I mean, Zora is in logic, but he's just like, I've got too much to do. My time is more important than this. I'm going to do some other things. Here on Rywek, he is going to set up this. I mean, I do like this. I prefer what Rywek's doing because setting up the wall to walk. Ooh, be careful. It's so much quicker than having to flip her later. So we'll see if this pays out for Rywek or if skipping all this was the right call for Phant. Starting off with a hobo. I mean, this is out of logic, but I mean, hobo, one of those locations, you find something huge and give you such an advantage. And it's just bombs today. There we go, setting up the fake flipper by jumping off the edge. And we're probably going to swim around to Zora. So what's on Blue Mountain Desert Ledge? Not too exciting. And here's a check that you don't see too often this early, but I guess with the Master Sword and Lamp, it makes sense for him to try and farm out these items. So we've got a Gina's Cave. Again, it's one of those checks. You never know. And that's the other Blue Mal. So where do we go from here? Is it going to be a mountain play? Looks like it. Okay. And it's always nice to get this out of the way early. And nothing too exciting in the Zora areas right now. But at least that's some checks that he doesn't have to do later. And just bombs for his troubles. So we're still looking, hoping for that second glove or the hammer, so we can avoid the Aga 1. Of course, these couple of checks up the mountains are in logic. With that glove and lamp. So lamp, I mean, could just be for this. Just to get up the mountain. There could be a lot of reasons early game that the lamp can come into play. We've got that Dark Cross, which we skipped earlier. We've also got Eastern. Although we can't clear it, there are checks in the dark. And Green Pendant Swamp. Oh, what a surprise. And what was that? Was that the hammer? I believe that might have been the hammer there on Spec Rock. It was definitely an item. So this was absolutely the right play to go up the mountain. Yes, it was the hammer. So no Aga for you guys today. For all these Aga fans. So yeah, that is Dark World access. Here we go. Phant is starting to check now the Dark World. Meanwhile, Rywek is still looking for his progression. So, I mean, something could be in Hyrule Castle, and that could keep Phant away for quite a while, because in his case, there's no reason to check it. So the other pendants, we've got Maya and Pod, and Thieves Town and Turtle Rock for our 5-6 today. So that Ice Rod is actually required. So that's strange. It's actually required to beat the seed, and we got it in Kakariko. That does not happen often. It's clearly, the seed is clearly setting up for a disaster. It's making us feel good and like, hey, we're finding loads of items, but it's setting us up. Meanwhile, Phant did find the Fire Rod here as well, so I mean, we are Titan's Mitts and a medallion away from actually clearing Turtle Rock. Oh, and a mirror or hookshot, I guess. But yeah, we could potentially see Turtle Rock being cleared as one of our first dungeons. Deciding to head, rather than heading to Stumpy and over to the Dig Game, deciding to go up the mountain. Not the mountain, towards Pyramid. I mean, you don't see this play too often, especially in open seas. Maybe more of a mystery play, because you can You can check the signposts up on Pyramid, and it tells you what the goal is of the game. It looks like Rywek is setting up for that Death Warp as well. And just some arrows. So I'm guessing by him setting up the Death Warp, he has found the map. Oh, that fairy that he picked up from Saha's closet. That's a big oof. And just a piece of love from our catfish today. So far, the items have been pretty standard. Like, there's nothing super strange apart from the early ice rod. But nothing on Agena, nothing on catfish, nothing on Hobo. These locations that can quite often be last locationed. So this is the Dark Crossplay. So question is now, will Rywek decide to go Aga 1 afterwards? He could just gamble it. I mean, he is kind of running a little low on locations. I mean, unless he decides to dive eastern or climb the mountain. We do know the mountain is where that hammer is. So for his sake, we're kind of hoping that he doesn't. But there's always the potential. It looks like he's setting up for a Death Warp as well, so this might be the Aga play. This is looking like a strong Aga play right now, which is really unfortunate. I mean, the seed is not over. It is a good 5-minute time sink for that Aga play. But the seed is far from over. Meanwhile, Phant is in Skull Woods. I mean, might as well. We can clear it. It is a crystal. We do have to clear it at some point. So we'll just get it out of the way. Done. Not a bad dungeon. I mean, there's a couple of items in here. Again, it can pay off. Especially if you don't have the fire rod and you dive in here. It's one of those dungeons. It can be a little bit annoying to get back to. So just getting out of the way. Done. Don't have to worry about it. And then we'll probably head into Thieves Town afterwards. Again, another dungeon we can do. Just about having enough magic there. Unfortunately, having to slash that Gibdo. I mean, there are some strats where you can slash him into that spike, and it does, I believe, gold sword damage. So it just takes 2 spike hits, and he's dead. Unfortunately, he kind of decided, I'm going to hug this wall. Couldn't quite get the angle on him. I mean, Moth's coming here for a beating. Like, he just keeps walking into Link's sword. That was a very, very quick Master Sword fight. That was very impressive. Moth behaving herself. And we've got our first crystal. A sub 20-minute crystal. I mean, that is fast, and especially if it being in the Dark World as well. That is a very fast crystal. So yeah, if you want to guess how many blue balls Aga's going to give us, feel free to throw some numbers in the chat. And while we're taking a little break here, I just kind of want to shout out our tracker today. And I'm probably going to pronounce your name wrong again. But Rywek? My apologies if I got it wrong again. But yeah, shout outs to them. Jumping in here, doing some tracking, clicking those buttons, keeping me on my toes, and making sure I don't go wrong and making me look good. So, as we always say, the true hero of these restreams, and as well our restreamer, who's also there in the chat. Hi, Kono. The true heroes of the restreams. Meanwhile, I don't believe we pulled anything out of Skullwoods yet, so I think we've still got 2 items to go, and so there must be both at the front. And I wasn't counting how many blue balls, but I think we're not having a fun fight. Was that 3? It looked like a 3 blue ball agger. Start pinball room and picking up that big key, so we are going to go for the Skullwoods tour. Wow, we are really going all out to last location this item. Here we go, fancy little bomb jump. Very nice. And the map. So we've picked up everything now, so maybe we can pick up some items. Here we go. That's number 1. And the flippers. All right. One of those weird items that we don't really want to see because it does start opening up Swamp Palace for us. Meanwhile, Rywek is continuing on these plays over here onto the West Dark World. Obviously not picking up his hammer, so might head into pod. I mean, you've got to follow this up. If you do Agger, I feel like you've got to follow it up into pod. Which it looks like what he's going to do right now. Meanwhile, that's even medallion. So once again, we're getting closer to that really early Turtle Rock potential. But yeah, I mean, Pendant Pod, it could give us something. And it might take Phant quite a while to get there. So even though he's unfortunately doing Agger when he doesn't need to, this could end up paying out. There's a potential he, if something's in here, might end up getting Go Mode before Phant. And then really making up that time at the end. So we'll see what happens in a moment. Once he gets there. Meanwhile, Phant is in Thieves Town. One of my least favorite dungeons. But thankfully today, I mean, it's quite rare that it's a crystal these days. But it's nice when it is, because you can just get it done. You don't have to think about it. Whether you want to dive it or not, you just do it. Oh, immediately bow locked as well. So he knows Agger was not the right call, unless Bo is around. So instantly bow locked, so I don't he does have a potion. So he bought a potion a little bit before. I can't remember where he bought it. But he has a red goo setting up for this bottle glitch right here. So a great heads up play for him, knowing that he might have to do this. Yes, that's right. It was on the way to Catfish. Thank you, GFE. And there we go. So drink the goo, unlock the screen, and drag the mimics off screen. Nice and quick. Oh, be careful. You don't want to die up in the attic. So it looks like he's setting up for another death warp. It can't be feel good like to all these death warps. Okay, and there's the second item at the front. So logically, 4 small keys at the front, so we know there's nothing else here, so we're going to make a quick rush to the back now. And see what we find. So all those French-Canadian fans, this is kind of his way out right now, so you've got to be hoping there's an item in the back. And of course, with the sexy Ganon fans, hope there's nothing. That, unfortunately, is going to put him quite a bit further behind. Potentially. Oh, Vanilla Titans. Oh, a Quake. That's kind of like a little window of opportunity there. That could potentially be very nasty for Phant to get back to. And a cape. So I don't think we've seen Bumper Ledge yet. So there's a chance. I mean, it's that little window of opportunity right now. That Quake or cape could actually end up paying quite big. Oh, don't die. Okay, he's got the blue cane. It's fine. Okay, that's 2 crystals to nothing. And just 50 rupees. So, oh, that little window of the Quake and the cape for Rywek. We'll see how the rest of this seed plays out. Meanwhile, he needs to still go find his hammer. So we'll see. He's heading in the right direction. He'll be incredibly disappointed when he finds that hammer and is just like, oh no, I've just done this aga. And usually when things like this happen, you start gambling all over the place. So let's see. The real challenge now for him is to keep his head. Like, he has to keep his mind on the game. Got to really focus and not let the fact that he's done Aga 1 really get to him. Because that's kind of when it starts really going wrong. And then you really have no chance. It wouldn't surprise me if he's going to really... If one of the first checks, once he gets that hammer, is Bumper Ledge. And nothing on Digging Game. So we'll keep moving on. In fact, we're going to bring the Smith with us as well. It's a good time to do it. But we haven't done Stumpy, I don't think. So we'll probably save and quit from Stumpy. And no, you don't want to save it there. You kind of need that. So yeah, that's where it was. That's where it was hiding. And the Bombos on Stumpy. So we got all 3. Well, we know where all 3 medallions are. Rywek will probably pick all 3 of them up along his way. However, that Quake could be quite elusive for Phant, so we'll see what happens. It looks like Rywek might actually head straight into Spike Cave. Again, it's one of those locations that can really throw people off their seed and last location. So I really like this Spike Cave play. So we'll see if it pays out for him. He has got the cape, so he doesn't have to worry. Meanwhile, what's the Smith got for us now? So 2 new checks, one on the left, one on the right. 20 rupees in Spike Cave, unfortunately not what he was hoping for. And just some bombs on the Smith. So where do we go from here? We've got Ice Palace that's opened. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's his next play. With those Titan's mitts, and we've got everything, including the Cane of Samaria, so I can't see why he wouldn't head that way. We'll do a quick hobo check while he's on his way. We know nothing's there. These are things that were checked earlier. We haven't got too much left. I mean, we've still got things like Purple Chest and a few other not great locations. So it wouldn't surprise. I feel like the next piece of aggression is probably a nice palace here. The only thing we haven't really seen, neither of them have died of Eastern Palace. I mean, it's not a particular play you want to do, you know, grab Dark World access and be like, hey, I want to go to Eastern Palace without the bow. And Phant checking this out now. So he's got the flippers deciding, you know what, it's in logic. Let's do it now. As good as time as any. I think he might have saved a little time if he'd done it earlier, but probably just waiting for the logic. If flippers ended up being towards the end, he could have been like, well, nothing's going to be there. I can skip it completely. I don't think Rywek's checked that bumpered ledge yet. So, I mean, that could be our progression. That cape in Palace of Darkness. So there we go. That's all the Zora checks done for both of them now. So this is most likely now the Ice Palace play. Meanwhile, Rywek is just doing some plays that Phant done a little while ago, going into Skullwards. Gonna see how he does. That moth can be quite tricky. And he hasn't picked up his Blue Mao either. Blue Mao was at Gina. So he's going to have a Blue Mao over... Sorry, Green Mao over the Blue Mao. Here we go, Ice Palace. What are you going to give us today? Silence Bomb those just room is a good idea. I mean, with no hook shot or any other things. No tempered sword. Be a bit tricky. To be a little bit careful. One more hug from Mov and gets it done. Good job. Yeah, with those 2 hearts, he was just a hug away from Moth from death. It gets it done. So now we're 2-1. So now I'm really hoping he does go check that bumper ledge. Like, that could give him a bit of an advantage. It could give him, you know, a flute or a mirror or something to help him out with routing. I mean, a hookshot would give him a lot of the mountain. Because even if you pick up the mirror or something, you are going to go to Thieves Town. You have to get it done. So he will pick up his Titan's mitts in the big chest. So nothing in Ice Palace either. Like, these items are really not very great today. I don't think we've found anything in ice yet. Decided to head to Ice Tea this way. Quite interesting play. Didn't want to know about the bomb jump. It's like I'm not about that life. There's even more money. You're a rich person after this seed. And there we go. There's the flippers for Rywek. Slowly catching up with progression now. Oh, hey, that was very weird. That fire rod shot went through the ice fighter. Alright, once again, I think we found every dungeon item, every key before finding the rest of the items. Oh! Ooh, the bow. So that now gives us Eastern Palace. So this is kind of the time that you do want to dive into Eastern Palace with the bow. Oh, and unfortunately for Rywek, it was just a heart container there on that bumper ledge. So unfortunately, that early pod dive still is not paying off for him. So all his money is kind of resting on that quake being required now. So we'll see. I mean, with Myra Pendant as well, he's kind of only hoping for Turtle Rock. So we'll see once we start getting some Dark World access, or not Dark World access, Dark Mountain access. I'm sure they will rush up there because there's a lot of items just sitting there still. Oh, that was a very quick cold stare fight. Phant is on point today. And there's the mirror. The frozen mirror. Did anybody say Swamp Palace with no hookshot? So bow and mirror in. So I'm looking at the tracker right now. We'll potentially book from go mode, depending on Moldorm bounces and hovering. I don't know if these guys can. But most likely they'll probably be looking for the hook shot as well. Because, I mean, logically that is required. This always feels nice when you can route Saha in with Eastern Palace. So yeah, we'll potentially book or flute away from go mode. But we'll probably be looking for the hook shot. I really don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. If we don't find the hook shot, we'll see if these guys continue looking or they just rush for Ganons Tower. So here we go. So when we do head up there, if that quake is required for Turtle Rock, that's gonna lead Phant on a wild goose chase potentially. I mean, Pod is one of those dungeons that you will dive early-ish. But if we find the hook shot, he might decide to dive Swamp instead. Especially being a green pendant. And I would completely understand as well if he went for Swamp. Rywek's picking up his vanilla titans. So unfortunately, it feels like Rywek is literally an Aga fight behind at the moment. Because he has done all those Zora checks, which Phant hadn't. So once he's done this, it wouldn't surprise me if he makes a quick rush for Ice Palace next. So we'll see. He's like I said, the Aga fight was very unfortunate, but he is definitely not out of this right now. And nothing too exciting in Easton's. Meanwhile, a second crystal there for Rywek. So we'll see where he heads next. He might pick up the Smith. But he must be feeling behind doing the Aga play. So he might just decide Ice Palace is pretty free. Oh, he hasn't done the Village Outcast yet. Fair enough. Probably a good idea to get these done. What's that? 2 or 3 items in Eastern Palace? Just a bit more money for us. Getting a little bit trapped there by the Igor. Deciding not to, or the Stalfos really, deciding to have some weird movements. And here we go. Almost Knights. Ooh. That's annoying when that happens. So no quick kills today. So nothing in Eastern. I mean, with so many items around, or so little to find, I guess I should say, it was not surprising there was nothing there. So from here, it wouldn't surprise me if he now decides to rush up the mountain. Rywek feeling a little unsafe, so picking up the red goo. I mean, without the flute, it's annoying to get to the potion shop, so I completely understand picking up the red goo there. This seed is loaded with money, and I think there's another 300 rupees in Ice Palace, so doesn't have to worry at all about money. And here we go, the mountain play, which is completely expected. There's a lot of items up here that we can pick up. But it's all going to come down to what is Turtle Rock. That's going to be the real clincher. If it's Bombos or Ether, then Phant has definitely got the edge on this seed. But if it's Quake, this seed is far from over. Oh, Quake is getting some use, though. Slightly quicker than the Bombos. So already getting your money's worth out of that. Not going to see any Herapots today. Unfortunately, we're still lacking one hook shot. A little trouble there with the icebreaker. Can be a bit tricky to get this stuff. It's all these one frame movements. It's the only reason it looks simple on some people's streams is because they've practiced so much. It's not an easy trick at all. And getting it done. Good job. Gets rewarded with a map. So I think we found one item in Hera. We don't have a small key yet. So the small key could be locked in the basement. Or it could be just on this mold arm right here. Oh, thank you, chat. Hey, the shovel. Shout outs to the shovel. Just what we wanted to see. So that's 5 crystals. Making really good time. Does he rush straight to Turtle Rock, pick up the portal, and then use his mirror? Hey, the bug net. My favorite item. Here we go. This is the moment of truth. Is that Quake required? No, it's not. That's very unfortunate for Rywek. But that's great news for Phant. So he is just looking for the flute or book and a hook shot. I mean, it's still not over. It really isn't. Like, Rywek is not that far behind. I think he's made a few skips here and there which are actually paying off and working well for him. So he is slowly catching up, I feel. But whether it'll be enough? We shall see. I mean, we all know Rando can be Rando. Oh, well done. He didn't get baited by the hook shot. So hasn't touched really anything in the mountain. He's just decided, I'm going Turtle Rock. I need to clear it. No, he picked up the bow. Oh, wrong color cane. So yeah, will we find our flute or book? That's the question. And then where's this hook shot going to turn up? That's the other question. Because this hook shot could be in a terrible location. Like I said, I don't know if they can hover or mold on bounce. So that could also give an edge. If Rywek can do one of those tricks and Phant can't, that might be enough. I mean, hookshot could be in GT. Oh, Phant can hover. In that case, we may see a hover seed. We may see some hover hype. So in that case, Phant is just looking for that book or flute from go mode. So nothing, again, nothing great at the front of Turtle Rock. I mean, it never usually is. It's usually filled with keys and stuff. So you can actually clear this dungeon without getting soft locked in there. I think we found all keys, feels like. I mean, we still got that whole mountain, so there is definitely potential to just find go mode or anything up here. At this point, the Hookshotless Swamp is looking less and less like a thing that might be done. But you never know. And if we find the hookshot in here, I mean, it might be a full clear swamp that we have to do. And he might decide, I want to go to pod. And then that will be a chance for Rywek to catch up. Because what this seed likes to do, it gives you either the flute or the book. And then hides the other one away so you can't get it. So it's forcing you into finding either or one of those items. Ah, Tempered Sword is beautiful. Do love to see that. It's always like for the runners, it's always such a stress relief when you find these nice items, when you find silver arrows, when you find Tempered Sword, and you're like, yes, Ganon fight is just so much easier. Because when you're in a high stress situation like this, little mistakes can quite easily happen that you wouldn't normally do. So we'll see. Laser bridge, isn't it? Yes. We'll see what this has for us. We have got an extra small key as well, so there's no small key in here. I'm just trying to think if this was the 4%. I don't know if there was a small key in Crystal Roller. So if you were go mode in this dungeon, you would have had to have doubled back to pick up the big chest, I believe. Like, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there was a small key in... Because that was the Tempered Sword, so no, this was the 4%. Oh, all keys were in the front. Okay, so there's nothing in the big chest? Can't remember. You know, Rywek's now heading up the mountain. I think he done Eastern. So now we're on catching up again. Both on the mountain at the same time. $20 in the big chest, thank you. So yeah, it's all the items, all the keys at the front, all the items at the back. To answer chat, unfortunately he is 2 dungeons behind at the moment. He had a Master Sword and Lamp early, decided to do Hyrule Castle and then into Aga 1. Unfortunately for him, Hammer was just up the mountain in Spec Rock. So from that, he also dived Palace of Darkness, which had nothing for him. So just lost a lot of early time. So here we go. So what are we going to find here? So if nothing is here, we might see him dive to top to catch up. So Rywek will catch up some of that time if he does do that. I mean, with so many locations, though, it's unlikely that nothing's here. But Rando does like to Rando. We've also got that shuffle check. That mold on shuffle. this is interesting, deciding to go through the portal there. Might not have done it this way round, but... Oh, getting knocked off by Moldorm, unfortunately. It's coming through. There we go. Second time gets it done. Gets rewarded with his lovely shovel. And there's the book. And that is most likely a hover go mode for Phant. He's doing a few last checks. Seeing if he can find this hook shot. I'm still deciding to do Super Bunny, so being a little bit thorough. I mean, someone in chat said he can hover, but maybe he's not as confident. Maybe he just wants to find the hook shot. Or maybe he doesn't realize he's in go mode. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he does next after this. Someone in chat said he can hover. I'm not 100% sure myself. Yes, and thank you for that, chat. Yeah, he didn't check that one bonk check. It's strange that he went and checked Super Bunny, but didn't check that one check. Just walked past it when he cleared Turtle Rock, but we'll see. So this is his big moment then. If this is his big moment on the big screen to pull off a hover to win his team, those very important points. So this is exciting. This is exciting. I really want to see this. But of course, a hook shot would also equally be as nice, because I don't know if Rywek can hover. Or Moldorm bounce. So the Sexy Ganons have already qualified. The 4 teams have already qualified. They're just playing for placements now. So 1 to 4. So currently they're in 4th place. If they win this game, then they're joint 3rd. And 2nd place is only 3 points ahead. So it's all for placements. Meanwhile, the French Canadians are playing to not get demoted or relegated to the Open. But nothing in desert, and he didn't check anything at the back. He's not interested in those items. Just gone, picked up the big key, gone straight to the boss. Meanwhile, Rywek finding all these keys at the front. Now we'll go and pick up all these items in the back. Unfortunately, just missing the 1 cycle, but should be able to just clean it up here. Oh no, that was a bit cruel. Deciding he wanted out, doing a little hop. All right. So that's 7 crystals. Let's play the game. I mean, I don't know what to do because technically he's not in go mode, but I'm going to assume he's going to go to GT. So feel free to put some numbers and guesses in chat. And I guess we can play a second game. Is the hook shot in GT? This looks like a mountain place, so this is probably a GT. Might check Ether tablet before heading in there. But yeah, if anyone wants to guess if the hook shot is in GT or not. Also, yeah, I think he is running this way, so maybe he is checking Ether tablet along the way. Oh no, he hasn't got hook shot, so yeah. That's why he's gone this way. I mean, I'd be very impressed if he managed to get across that bridge without the hook shot. Although there are ways. Nice. Nice place for a sword. So here we go. I hope everyone's got their guesses in chat. Probably about 30 seconds away from closing the guesses. Meanwhile, Rywek is doing his laser skips, finding out the rest of his items in here. Oh, and now he's going for that one chest. Decided he was just going to do it along his way over the GT. Fair enough. And now off to Trinex for Rywek, as we are opening up GT. So here we go. Last few seconds to get your guesses in. Alright, that's guessing's closed. They're starting off in Hope Room. Finding that small key, so we are gonna head to the right side to Compass Room. Unfortunately for guesses 1 and 2, you're out of here. It's not correct answers. Oh, unfortunately letting go of that spin just before Trinex started charging. It still gets it done. So it'll be interesting to see what he does, whether he's having to look for the hook shot now, or what he's going to do after finding that book. That's always an awful position to be in. So that's 3 to 6. Unfortunately for him, no big key yet. Deciding, hey, I am going full. He hasn't got a hook shot, so he would have to bomb jump and or hover to the right side. So yeah, for him, he's just heading right side. This is something you don't see too often. I mean, it could quite have easily been sitting on the torch, and he wouldn't have had to do any of this at all. So this is interesting. Like, not having that hook shot really does change up people's routing choices. That guy can be a bit annoying in there. Using that Samaria block, nice. I like it. So Bob's chest is going to be number 7. He might be playing for that hookshot logic as well. Maybe he really doesn't want to be put in the situation where he's going to have to hover. I think he did buy a red goo. Just waiting for Bob to leave. Okay, not in chest number 7. Sorry, Bob. Bob was not the answer today. It's a nice Ice Armors fight there. Really good Ice Armors fight. It's 8, 9, 10. Oh, so number 10. That's the big key. So we are going to have a couple of more checks for that hook shot. Oh, well, I guess we still need small keys as well, so that was very good from him because I did not notice he was on 0 keys. And we're going up. And did anyone guess 10? I guess 9. I think 9 was our closest guess. So this is still in logic. Someone pointed out in chat as long as Ice Palace, because Ice Palace can also be hookshot required. So the mini Helmasaur room and the pre-Moldorm chest are in logic. They can be the hookshot. However, the Moldorm chest will never be the hookshot. So we have 3 more chances for Phant to find this hookshot before he's gonna have to pull out the stops and get this hover done. Rywek is going to head to the right side in desert. Still looking for that hook shot. Oh no, not the mushroom. That's the last thing he needs right now. It's more fetch quests. Yeah, the thing I remember about Ice Palace, it was very front stacked with keys. The items were kind of at the back. I don't remember exactly where the items were. I think Spike Room had a map. Yes, Bo was in Ice Palace Big and a mirror on Cold Stare. I think there was, in the freezer chest, I think it was the compass. I don't think it was anything. I don't think it was a key. So it could actually, Ice Palace could have been. I think it kind of depends on where the big key is at this point. Yes, Cold Stare did have the mirror. Anyway, regardless of Ice Palace key logic, we are now heading up to the mini Helmasaur room, so it's going to be our last chances to find that hook shot. I guess that would give us our definitive answer if we do find it here, or whether Ice Palace was hook shot locked or not. So not the right chest. Not the left chest. So we have one more check that hook shot can be, otherwise we have got some hover hype. In fact, not even going to check it. At this point, he is dedicated himself for the hover. This is a never nice situation to be in. Like, we're in a tournament race, such an important game, and you're as nervous as anything. And you've got to pull off a hover. Oh, no! Oh, I was about to get very excited there. That was very close. Oh, my heart. You're playing with my heart. Let's go. And it looks like Rywek is also climbing the mountain as well, so he could potentially hover or mold on bounce as well. So if Phant struggles with this and ends up dying and having to restart the climb, that could be what Rywek needs to catch up here. Gets it done! What a gamer. Well done. Nicely done. He's probably feeling super good about that now. Watching, missing everything there. These Aga patterns are not nice at all. Aga's shooting blue balls. I don't know what they're really called. Shadows? They're turning up in some horrible positions, getting a little desynced. Oh, that was a nice hit there. That was a nice angle. And there we go. You know, Rywek's going to pick up his gold sword. Probably also hoping to find that hook shot. And there we go. Rywek is also in GT. I mean, this would have been a very close match. Like, more than like an Aga behind, to be fair. Oh, Rywek's actually just going to go left. He might go and check that one check that you can get to without the hook shot. So this check here, if he's going to go to the correct one, which I assume he would, is in logic. No, he's not. He's going to go up. So the check below is in logic without the hook shot, because you can bonk your way there. So definitely not going to be finding any hook shot in this room. And we know that he's not going to find the big key either. Probably just playing this and hoping for the best. I assume that he's been so aggressive and doing this stuff, knowing that hook shot's there. Hook shot can't be there. He can also do a mold on bounce or hover. Meanwhile, Phant's already in phase 3. Nice. That was a nice shot there to get the torch glitch. And here we go, phase 4. So that one check that we could actually pick up the hook shot ended up being the powder. So that powder check could be the hook shot. And I haven't been counting. But I think he's on at least halfway through, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Ooh, stunning him quickly. His heart's probably pounding after that hover and everything. Like, the end of this seed has just been absolutely crazy. And there we go. Just needs to cross that last bridge of the game. Get your GGs in chat. Yes, Phant crosses the bridge, finishes the seed at 1 hour, 14 minutes and 49 seconds. now brings his team, the Sexy Ganons, to 24 points. That makes them joint third in their group. So this group, Lost Woods Division, is going to be extremely exciting in the Enemizer week. Yeah, as we are joined now by the winner, GG's.
Yo, GG's.
Congratulations. We have to start with the hover.
Oh my god. I was sweating bullets there. Like normally that hover, like when I'm just like doing practices, I can do it, No, first try to third try, usually I get that, but my heart was going so fast. Like my hands were kind of like locking up. So what I had to actually do, and you may have noticed it with how many like little extra pumps I did, I just completely looked away from the screen, was staring at my controller, counted to like 10, and like, okay, that should be enough. I looked up and I was like, okay, I'm across, thank God.
I know, I've been there myself. Those hovers are extremely stressful, but I mean, well done for getting it, because I can only imagine like such a crucial game, such a big game, and you know you need to make this. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, how did you feel about the seed? I mean, what
the seed was actually pretty straightforward. Everything kind of just ended up being along the way. I did like a whole bunch of like extra overworld just to protect myself from, bad RNG, essentially like rushing catfish as soon as I got into Dark World. I do that a lot because the amount of times I see people just go there and it pays off, just like, it's sickening. It's sickening. So I was like, that's not going to happen to me. No, you're not going to win against me by going to catfish first. Like, I'm going to go to catfish first.
Yeah, I mean, you don't often see people do that, but I mean, I'm guessing you've had time to talk to Rywek. What happened to him? I don't know if you know how he went.
I heard that he went into Aga before climbing the mountain, which is very unfortunate because I could see that. Sometimes I'd make that play too, where like at the time I went up the mountain, I still had like Eastern area to go to. I'm not sure if he did Eastern or not. But no, you have the Master Sword, you have the lamp, so things like, am I going to go waste my time just clearing all these one-offs, or am I going to, just try and route it in more efficiently and just do Aga immediately? It's always a gamble to do that. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it didn't.
Yeah.
But I always at least like to check the mountain first, because who knows where the flute's going to be, right? And you're going to essentially walk up there anyway to get a save and quit spot, and since we had the glove so early and the lamp so early, I think, no, this seems like an okay play. And there you go, the hammer's up there, and didn't have to do Aga.
Yeah, I mean, it quite often likes to put stuff there, but yeah, I mean, he did dive into pod, and he did find a couple of items in there, so I mean, like, just because he done Aga, I mean, the seed was still quite open until it wasn't, basically, until we knew what the Turtle Rock Medallion was, because the Quake was actually in Palace of Darkness, and also the Cape. Mm-hmm. So we kind of keeping our eyes on that.
As soon as I like got all my goodies out of Ice Palace, so he had the bow and the mirror, which thanks Cold Stare. But I was like, okay, no, I haven't checked Saha, so I might as well just go do that first, because Pendant Pod, I'm not worried about making that more efficient, no flute, so we might as well just do it now. And then like, all right, I need to find out what this Turtle Rock Medallion is, because that's going to affect whether I'm 1 or 2 items from go mode. At that point, I was already assuming like, I'm not worried about the hook shot unless it locks something else. So I know I can bypass it if needed. So as soon as we had, Turtle Rock Bombo, it's like, all right, I just need the book or the flute. just one or the other. I could get into desert and then go hover GT. I was still checking like stuff that was on the way because I wanted to protect myself, because my hovers aren't perfect, as everybody has seen. It oftentimes takes me more time than it should, especially when I'm really nervous like I was this seed. So I wanted to protect myself if like hook shot was like right along the way. I might as well just go check a couple things, and if it's there, it's there. If not, well, I can do this anyway.
Yeah, definitely completely understandable play. Like I think anyone in your situation might do the same. Just it doesn't hurt to do a few extra checks.
Yeah, I was debating hovering hookshot cave before going into Turtle Rock, and I was like, no, there's only one item. I can just find it in Turtle Rock, and yeah, thankfully the book just ended up being right outside.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't find anything up the mountain, it might have been a worthwhile play, but when you're looking...
Yeah, I would have if there was nothing there. Yeah, no flute, no book up there, I would have definitely spent some time doing that.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your team as well. So I know you've clinched the playoffs as well, but now you've put yourself, your team, up to joint third position. That must feel pretty good as well. Like, it's really all to play for in this Enemizer week. Like, 2 to 4 is wide open right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the Titans Mitts, they're number one in our division for good reason. They are an incredibly solid team. But depending on how this goes, we can definitely, improve our seating position here. Now, Enemizer's a tough week. That mode is, especially in co-op, where you're going to be doing low percent essentially, minimizing the amount of heart containers and stuff you get. That's, I think, one of the hardest modes, honestly, because all the strats that we have, like the NMG strats, so people who've done like the NMG speed run, they're wonderful and aligned to be really, really good. Then Enemizer just throws that all out the window, so you have to come up with stuff on the fly almost every time. It just doesn't work out well.
Yeah, definitely. I think for a lot of people, Enemizer week is going to be the hard week, because this Enemizer is not kind of a mode that people play too often, and especially you're given the boots and no weapons.
Yeah,
and so you end up just running face first into all the enemies. Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting last week, I think, for a lot of groups as well, but especially your group, like, because it is still all to play for, and of course the French Canadians as well. Like, they need to, they're trying to keep out of relegation as well, so it's going to be a big week for them as well next week. I'm not sure how they're doing. I mean, they can still get out of that relegation zone.
Yep, because it'll happen. It'll depend on next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was my number one goal of this tournament, because season 3, last season, our team had a pretty rough time. I think we were second to last place, just barely being above relegation. Over like the last year, I think a lot of us have improved quite a bit. And now we're going to the playoffs this year, so I feel like that practice wasn't wasted.
Yeah.
But it's rando, so really anything can happen. Like, I still firmly believe like any team in here could win against any other team, depending on how the dice roll. Because especially in open mode, like open mode is so volatile with how much stuff you can potentially skip. Like it worked out very well in my favor this time, having to skip Aga Tower or Pod. But I'll be honest, Pod's a good play. There's 5 items in there. You have the hammer, you have the lamp, and there could have very well been something in there if like the hook shot was in there, or something better, or a flute.
Definitely.
It's like that would have been a race loss for me probably.
Yeah.
So
it's sometimes it's those plays that can make or break a seed, really, like Palace of Darkness, Swamp Palace. Like, those locations can really turn a game around.
How about that Vanilla Titans bit, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm sure Chad enjoyed that one. Like, oh,
yeah.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, but any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, just GG's to Rywek. I always want to shout out the teams that are easy to schedule with. So the French Canadians, they made it very easy for us to schedule our matches. So thank you so much. So many times, like there's like a 2-hour window to schedule matches on any given day. It's like, man, I got to get up super early or stay up super late.
Yeah. It's tough, especially like the co-op weeks, because you're trying to schedule with 4 people. It can be a bit rough.
Yeah, but it's good. Thank you so much for commentating this match, by the way.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
Shout outs to, let's see, who was on track? Seiryu was on tracking. Thank you so much for tracking, because it's so awesome that like so many of these league matches get restreamed, and have all these volunteers taking time out of their day to like put on a good show for all of you guys watching, and it makes me happy to be on the stage, and I really appreciate everybody who's volunteering for this.
And what a place to pull off the hover as well on the big screen. Well done. But yeah, GG's again. Congratulations on the win. Well done to the sexy Ganons. And once again, like, if you liked what you saw on this restream, our tracker has kindly put all the links up there on the chat. So please give our 2 runners a follow, because Rywek and Phant have put up an amazing race. Like, really, really well done. And Rywek did not give up and was quite close. I mean, it wasn't an easy win he gave him, even with that unfortunate Aga. So well done to him. And yeah, give our tracker a follow. I'm going to say your name wrong again, but I apologize. Rywek?
I think it's Seiryu, right?
Seiryu X, thank you.
It feels Japanese inspired, so I'm guessing it's Seiryu. You can say in chat if I got it right or wrong.
And it's Japanese.
Yeah, Stadia is how you pronounce that in Japanese.
Okay, thank you. I'll leave that. I won't embarrass myself anymore. But thank you for doing the tracking and keeping me in track as well, and watching the game with more intent and detail than I was. So thank you for you and for the whole team for putting together this restream. So thank you so much, everyone. A lot more matches going on. I believe the League 2 channel might still have a race going on. There was a race between the Flying Cabbages and I can't see the name. I can't say the name. It's a German name. Tanwir Farid. I'm not going to, but there was a race going on. And if that one's finished, then there is another match after that on the Linked to the Past Randomizer League 2 channel. So yeah, feel free to go over there and watch some more rando. But yeah, whatever you're doing tonight, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening. Enjoy whatever rando you're gonna do, if you're gonna watch or if you're gonna play. But take care, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you next race.